Hey everybody, how you doing? Yeah, we just want to let you know that we're of course here, and we're here to stay with you until 2:30, of course. And we have some interesting things to discuss. Well, of course, this week we're looking at the issue of sports, and of course sports and poverty, right? And the implications. You heard yesterday, of course, Danny James, who's a coach, and you also heard from Dr. Lisette, right? I think I get it this correct this time. Lassette, Muggy Graham, right? Of course, today we're gonna delve a little bit deeper, and of course, we're also going to take your calls and let you share your opinions and stuff with us on the matter. Of course, you know, tomorrow is the Youth Forum, and they too will be looking at sports. And this weekend is Jamaica's trials, so it's everything going in one. Yeah, all right. Yeah. All right, just to make an announcement here, it says due to a temporary shortfall in generating capacity, some JPS customers may experience a disruption in their electricity supply today. That's Thursday, June 28, between the hours of 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. The affected blocks are E, B, and H, which could include. Hey, everybody, how you doing? Yeah, we just want to let you know that we're of course here, and we're here to stay with you until 2:30, of course. And we have some interesting things to discuss. Well, of course, this week we're looking at the issue of sports, and of course sports and poverty, right? And the implications. You heard yesterday, of course, Danny James, who's a coach, and you also heard from Dr. Lisette, right? I think I get it this correct this time. Lassette, Muggy Graham, right? Of course, today we're gonna delve a little bit deeper, and of course, we're also going to take your calls and let you share your opinions and stuff with us on the matter. Of course, you know, tomorrow is the Youth Forum, and they too will be looking at sports. And this weekend is Jamaica's trials, so it's everything going in one. Yeah, all right. Yeah. All right, just to make an announcement here, it says due to a temporary shortfall in generating capacity, some JPS customers may experience a disruption in their electricity supply today. That's Thursday, June 28, between the hours of 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. The affected blocks are E, B, and H, which could include some communities in the parishes of Kingston, St. Andrew, St. James, Hanover, Westmoreland, St. Mary, St. Catherine, Manchester, Portland, and Clarendon. JPS apologizes for any inconvenience that the outage may cause and advises that the company is making every effort to address the challenges that have resulted in the temporary shortfall in generating capacity and to restore the system to a state of normalcy. JPS thanks its valued customers for their patience and understanding. For more information, you can contact, of course, Customer Care Center at 1-888-225-5577 or simply call 1-888-JPS. All right, so we've been looking at sports, you know, and I always want to big up my technicians. Barry, of course, playing some really wicked songs there, right? One of the songs I found quite interesting, Barry, is the one that says, you know, the one by Tanya Stevens, you know? Yes, get a life, man. And there's some people who just simply get a life. Not take a life, you know. I think some people are getting this thing all mixed up. Not take a life, but get a life, yeah? Do something with your life, man. Do something positive with your life, and that's the message. Of course, I want to big up all the people who have been with us, and they have remained with us. I want to say to the people in Central America, I know sometimes, right, some friends of mine tell me that sometimes we don't understand when you get off into your Jamaican Creole. We don't understand what you're saying sometimes. We get bits, but we don't get everything, right? I just want to say hush. One sent me a long email. What does that and that part mean? I was listening to the rebroadcast and I couldn't make any sense of what that meant. Alright, of course, we try to communicate with you if you have those kinds of problems. We try to communicate with you at Facebook, which is, of course, the complete picture with Dr. Herbert Gale. And, of course, we can email you too. You can email us, and this is at thecompletepicture93 at gmail.com. Alright, so alright, but I want to send special greetings, and I want to say that I love and appreciate you people in Central America and in South America, and I want to also big up the people in Europe. Right, haven't got a call from any of my European friends for a while, but they've been texting very feverishly, right? And also my friends in both England and continental Europe, because we have some very good friends in Austria and Germany. Yes, and Germany is about to play Italy, right? And there's a scare around Balotelli. If he can behave himself for 90 minutes, what damage will he do? But you know anybody like that? Eh? All they need to do is get them to behave themselves for 90 minutes. The man is one of the most deadly teenage footballers in the entire world. Balotelli, one of my favorite players, but he have to learn to behave himself. I have a lot of those little friends around in the various communities. Just if you can just get the boy officer settled down for 1 hour without him look past somebody and say, hey boy, I'll pay before. You know? Well, that's Balotelli. I like when Balotelli scores a goal and he pulls his shirt and he goes, why always me? He's a weird fella and he's so aggressive, but he has some really deadly kicks. I mean, the Germans, everybody knows you don't play with this teenager, right? Brazil has one too, Neymar. You heard of that one? I don't know, him reinvent the thing called crossing over and him put them out. But I try to outdo. Let me tell you what Neymar now. Neymar is trying to outdo, right? Pele. He's trying to be the man have more crossover than Cristiano Ronaldo, whose side has gone down badly. So Spain is gone through, right? And Germany now. So we're gonna see what happens. Yeah, but of course, a lot happening out there. I don't see any of the Venus sisters, the Williams sisters in the Wimbledon. I don't know. Maybe somebody will text me and tell me what happened to them. They drop out early, or they're injured, they're not well. I don't know. I just looked at the lineup and didn't see a Williams. And I was like, what? No Williams. I thought they had shares in Wimbledon. I guess the British didn't send them the memo. Oh boy, there's lots of stuff happening in sports. What, 29 days from now? Whoa, the 3 fastest time. I thought this is for tomorrow's program, but I don't know. I think Charles is going to be quite interesting. I think Powell is going to have to run really hard. No, I think we're gonna see some 9.8s. I think so. I think we're gonna make Gatlin keep chatting and carrying on until we give him a potato as a bite on that. That's what I think is gonna happen. I think because Gatlin, no seriously, Gatlin had really go on route still, you know. Gatlin run him 9.8 and stand up, so right, and I make everybody know. Say I talk about say, yeah, come on, can tap dance for that. I bolt him out for that. If I'm busy with nobody else, if they ever trouble gay, if not trouble probably in just one crank up. All Gatlin in one crank up gets bolt. But him don't watch Marvel movies. I watch cartoons. As Bolt, you know, when a bolt in a lightning is like when Thor coming out and you see the lightning and the bolt, you know, the bolt of lightning, right? And him there, you know, might just, you know, that's Loki. Might just a troublemaker. You need to read some Greek mythology, man. Bolt the rap with people. But you know, my player Luke and I said, boy, come on, Tara, bring it on, bring it. Boy, they don't know. So when Tara come, lightning bolt. Yeah, so I think that's what's gonna happen. I think our trial is gonna be pretty tame. I think that Powell is gonna run really, really fast. I see those three guys going through, Bolt, Powell, not necessarily in that order, and of course Blake. But I think that when they hit that turf in London, yes, when they hit London, it's going to be a completely different thing. But I think Gatlin's going to interrupt the flow of three, though. I think the worst case scenario is that we get 1, 4th, and 5th. That's the worst case scenario. Best case scenario is that we're gonna get 1st, and 3rd. I think Gatlin is gonna spoil. He's gonna spoil things. I think he's gonna take on Blake in a very serious way. And I don't know. I'm hoping that Popo just don't bother say them guys they run too fast. Me can't bother. Me wait till muddy games come up. I will preserve my leg. If he does not pull that stunt on us, we still could come off like first and second. I think if Powell comes on a good day and says, listen to me, this is my last Olympics, yeah, I am going to run a race that nobody has ever seen before. I think Gatlin gun going to stick. Anyhow, Paw get up and say, listen to me, this youth Blake, him have to wait for championship next 2 years. Not now. Him not going to beat me now. Yeah? I think if he does that and he gets up and run, we could have a Usain Bolt first, we could have a Safa Powell second, and we could have a third being determined almost by camera between Blake and Gatlin, because Powell has, well, I don't envision that one. I don't eat food. That would to think of Usain Bolt coming second would be equivalent to eating food very late. I have a lot of fatty stuff in it, and it's called a nightmare. I really don't envision that. But I'm saying, right, this is just something, this is a sneaky thing. There are lots of people who have not given up on Asafa Powell, and I think there's something that these people see that even Asafa don't see. Seriously. Sometimes fans can look into the eyes of people and say, listen, man, wake up, wake up, wake up, you know, right? And I hear that the man has been posting stuff on Facebook and stuff. That means the man is alive. Him not going anywhere. The women there, he posted the women there. The post not for no man. Right? And then, listen, the guy did not post. Right? If he's the one who posted, I don't know. But I hear people saying that, yes, Asafa like him fit already. Right? But it wasn't posted for you guys. It was posted for the sister in them. Alright. Because I know some people go jump on Facebook now and go look and say, why you post a picture here for me for? You ain't take me for. Alright. It's posted for the women. Asafa always have a massive female club, you know. Even in the States all over. You know, there was a little face up between him and Usain Bolt about who is a sexier man. And of course the women then vote Asafa. Right. So, alright. But seriously though, I think there is something happening, and I think that we are out to see a kind of awakening. And if Asafa delivers, I'm telling you, if he delivers, if he gets a good start and stick with Usain and cause Usain to run, right, sub 9.6. Yes? Anyhow he gets Usain, anyhow he pushes Usain to that extent where Usain do like this, take a one shake him head and him long neck come on so and do so. You know? Usain Bolt runs exactly like how Formula 1 drivers drive. Just the eye come around and the head. You know? It's always when you watch it in slow motion, they always some athletes turn the whole of them body round. Usain just because him long and mager, like myself, I just do some rocky head 2 times. And him just plug in the hyperdrive. Anyhow Powell push Usain to do that. Yeah? And run himself right through both of them. we're going to see some splendid times. We're going to actually see Powell lower his thing and probably edge down on the 6'9" someplace there. So, because I honestly think that Powell has the ideal body form to run, right? He doesn't have any back problem and height problem and all kinds of problem like you see. And I definitely think he can do better than he's doing. He needs to just go and say this is the last big race. The only thing that's left is World Championship, right? The next Olympics, I will have crossed the physical bridge. This is it, right? I don't want him to do it like this is it, like Michael Jackson and then said this is it, you know, right? But I just want him to say one, this is it. Michael Jackson said two, this is it, right? I want him to say this is it, and really go out there and give us everything. And I feel confident if he does that, we are going to have some serial medals up here. You know what would be fun for me? First, second, and third. Blake just pushing ahead and the Gatling gun stick. Two. And the Gatling gun stick. That's the problem having these big guns, you know, and they stick sometimes. But Gatling is a real threat, and there's no sense anybody joke around. And in the trials this weekend, really want to see Gonzalez run a steady race, and that he's my second big concern, right? Run good today, you know, that picture no picture, yes picture, and them thing that him play picture today, and then tomorrow say no picture. I just wanted to run a steady race and sort the thing out. Alright, it's news time, everybody, so we're going to take a break, and when we come back we're going to tell a little bit about what's happening. Alright, soon come. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. All right, so we're going to be opening our phone lines pretty early, but we want to talk a little bit about the power of sports today. I don't know, a few years ago, I think about 3 years ago, all right, we spoke about for those persons who had gone to the public lecture at this was in New Kingston, right, in Emancipation Park, rather, right, for those persons who had gone to that public lecture. I think this was 4 years ago, was it, or 3 years ago, right? But the issue is that we wanted to make Jamaica understand, you know, the value of sports to young people. A lot of young people would not have done well without sports. Yesterday we spoke about, though, you know, I think Muggy Graham and Danny James gave a bit of warning as to the level of indiscipline created in some schools. And I think I want to go through a few of the texts that people sent in yesterday that because we ran out of time, really. And I wanted to continue the dialogue today because a lot of persons sent texts. A principal sent a text in to say that he has two boys in his school. Yes, 2 boys in his school. They are kept there by the board and the alumni association, but he would prefer if they are not there because they don't pass exams. They don't even attend the exam. He said one of the boys did not even attend the last exam, and they're just in his school, and he needs them out. No, I did not know. Not that I did not know, but it never even occurred to me yesterday in a discussion that boards and alumni put so much pressure on principals until people started sending these texts to say that there are major crises sometimes. Sometimes it's not the principal to be blamed. The principal does not want this problem child, this Balotelli, in their schools. But the board and the alumni, you know, gives them a very clear message. Virgin, you either take the youth or we find some way for you to get fired. So I saw a number of texts yesterday on this matter. Some of them quite shocking, you know. So the principal is saying that sometimes it's not the principals who are the problem in terms of buying. That's the term we use. Transfer students we're talking about, right? Who are into the game of taking students from all over the place so that they can win champs or win some cup, right? Sometimes it is the Old Boys Association, right, or preferably the Alumni Association, because it could be Old Girls Association too, yeah? All right? And sometimes it's the board. The board makes a decision that you have to keep the student. You know, and I think these things, when I listen to there were two texts from principals, and I read them through. This was after the show, and I felt, wow, this is kind of really sad though, that principals would actually describe themselves as being cornered. That was the word one principal used. You know, it says, I feel cornered. Yeah, so sometimes we're leveling the blame at the wrong place, because the old boys and old girls want them school to win. Another text I got, this was from a parent. The parent says that buying and selling of students will not stop. Buying and selling of students, it almost sounded like slavery, right? But buying and selling of sports students will not stop, because some alumni will never ever give the school a red cent unless they're doing well in sports. Is this really true? Yeah? And so we want to continue the discussion. I want to hear a little bit of what people have to say. Yeah? Some alumni will not give the school a single red cent unless they can win something. I thought you're supposed to be there for the school whether or not they're doing well or not doing well. And if they're not doing well, part of your responsibility, right, as a former student, is to help that school do well, not persecute them. It almost sounds that way, it would seem. I understand that a school would get better, greater support if they're doing well. But I think also if they're not doing well, that at least a core of people should stay with them and work and help them, yeah? And bring them back. That's part of your role. So I want to open the lines, and we want to take a little bit closer examination, a longer look at, you know, this matter of poverty and sports. And we want to also look at the situation with the schools, and to see what is happening with our schools, to see if some principals are overburdened, right? We did a check yesterday, and in fact we found that there are many schools that do not do the transfer thing. They don't work with students like that. We're going to open the lines to you. It's 702-2585, 702-3470, 977-7638. Let me run it again by you. 702-2585, 702-3470, 977-7638. Your toll-free line is 1-888-991-5155. The text line, which is already very busy, 899-7657. Alright? And people, remember, right, you can also reach us at The Complete Picture with Dr. Herbert Gale as Facebook, or The Complete Picture 93 at gmail.com. And we do read your messages. Alright? Okay, let me go to the phone lines. Hello?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my brother. How you doing?
Yes, no worries. What's up, man?
Man, I'm here, man.
Yes, man. My little input is that these students have been buying from primary champs.
Yes.
Coming up.
Yes.
They coach them, watch them.
Yes.
And then they buy them, no matter how they do in their exam, in their GSATs.
Yes.
They have a space for them. But the thing is I have a friend that when our son get by to a tradition school, I check upon him, and only to hear that they are not improving in the sports the race as in around 200, and you are not improving. So right there and then they drop all of the record now the promotion as in like what he should get, like the expense of books and the fees.
Yes.
These things have dropped. So
you're saying, let me see if I get it right. You're saying that there was an arrangement with this school to take on this boy who did not do well in GSAT, right?
No, he do well in GSAT now.
Oh, he did well in GSAT.
But yeah, man, it's not a GSAT. It's not a GSAT thing. He passed for a different school.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he was transferred to this other school.
Yeah, all because he can run.
Because he can run, but when you're saying when he got there, he did not improve.
Yes, yeah.
And as a result, because he did not improve, they dropped him like a hot potato.
Yes. You know, them drop all of these. So the parents now have push out our money now and facilitate all of these money part where.
Right.
Yeah,
I understand. But I have a question for you though. when we do this practice, let's start from the school level. When we do this practice, right?
Yes.
The poorer schools, don't you think it's unfair to the poorer schools because they can't attract anybody with paying your school fee, giving you your books, and giving you money in your pocket to go home when school over? Poor schools can't do that.
Definitely is a it for them. Yeah, you know, definitely is a it for them. You understand me?
Yes.
So what I'm saying is that it's not fair. Right? It's not fair.
It's not fair to who?
What's that?
It's not fair to who?
It's not fair for the lower school.
Okay.
Yeah, because they are not going to get no resource from these students.
Right.
Right. You're right. So the Charlestown school will get these benefits.
Right.
From them.
You know, I have an interesting observation. Usain Bolt.
Yes.
Never came from any all-boys school in town. Not true.
Well, I mean...
Him come from the school after he reach Falmouth and stay on the highway seat on the left going down, also.
Oh, yeah, man.
Nobody even know about William Nib.
Nobody.
So
that's why...
Suppose he was transferred to one of the big C's.
Well, the thing is that if he should make it, he will make it anywhere he go.
Ah.
Right? Yeah, man. Anywhere him go, man. Once him good, him good.
Right. And that is why the panel I had yesterday were recommending that the government itself get involved and create some sort of an academy. Yeah. That it doesn't matter which school you are from, you can always go there and participate with the facilities there and use the facilities there and just do well, and you have coaches that the government pays to help until you become a part of a club like Racers or MVP or so forth. Yeah.
Yes.
And I think you think that suggestion would help because some of the poorer schools are really suffering, and sometimes when you go to a champs and see a school get 10 points.
So true.
Have 15 and 20. Are the other schools them up top, yeah?
I tell him, Mr. Herbs, man. I tell him, man.
And that's only one part of the problem. The other part of the problem is the child. Because the child you're talking about end up being the loser.
Yes.
Because it could be, you know, that children grow up in an interesting way. Sometimes they put on weight and look like they're getting fat, and next time they just put on legs and just rock it up.
Mr. Herbs.
Yes.
Different from the sports now, it go even for the exams what they take to know.
Yes.
You have students when them pass and they go to like KC and JC. In the first term, they drop their standard.
Okay, because it's a new school and a new environment, and they have to adjust.
Yes.
That's how children are, yeah.
Exactly.
But if you give them a bit of time and you encourage them, they'll pick up back, you know.
Yeah. Some of them pick up back.
Yes.
And some of them stay down.
Yes, a few, yes, but most of them will pick up. Yeah.
Yes, man.
All right, powerful point, my brother. And you know,
man.
Yeah, man. Take care. Yeah.
Cool.
All right, that's an important point raised there by the brother. He's saying that some of the schools are not patient. They invest their money, Barry, and they realize that you boy and the girl that deliver. So then they say, listen to it. Hey, mother, say all them things they promise you, can't afford them right now. Your boy now fire. We buy him as a V8, and guess what? 2, 3 or 4 pieces that never run pad. I would never tell you it's an inline 4 we buy. It's a V8. If you buy now 8 cylinder, right? We buy him for Formula 1. him come and deliver for circuit. 2 different race that mom. No books, no lunch money, no nothing. Boy, no, that's a shame though, because a contract is a contract. You know, these are the things we're talking about. So what happens that the young person, the young boy or young girl, simply becomes a pawn, you know? Oh, wow. Looking at the text line here, before we get back to the to the phone lines, we're going to ask people to calm down with the politics. Somebody is asking other politicians to leave Lisa Hanna alone. I've never seen in my life another politician who is so protected. Anyhow, you say something against Lisa Hanna in Jamaica, you know, the man them get mad. You know, you watch Pink Panther with Beyonce, and what did the guy says? Eh? Leave her alone. Can't you see she's pretty? Nobody is allowed to trouble Lisa Hanna. I hope the people in Jamaica, I hope the other members of parliament here, there's a rule in Jamaica. It's not written in the constitution. It's just written in the constitution of the men's heart. Do not trouble Lisa Hanna. Whether the men are JLP or PAP, they don't like to see anybody trouble Lisa Hanna. Right? Can't you see she's pretty? Boy, I tell you, all in Jamaica, people send text literally, and this is the first one here. People send text literally telling, say, must tell this politician to leave Lisa Hanna alone. Can't you see how cute she is? Leave her alone. The other day I got one. I am a JLP, but I love Lisa Hanna to death. Tell my other friend in my party to leave her alone. Right? Just don't say anything. I do not like to go on my TV and see anybody troubling Lisa Hanna. It's past my day. No, sir. My God, no. I can't believe that anybody is so protected. Listen to me. My text line is filled with hate mail for anybody who trouble Lisa Hanna, for real. You know? Oh, boy. Somebody wants to know what happened to Nestor Carter. Is he not in form? I hope he tied with Blake at the Olympics for 3rd and USA 4th. Jamaicans, you people are bitter. Why are you people so bitter? I hope Nestor Carter ties for 3rd. And then, of course, Gatlin will come 4th. Boy, you people are really bitter. No, people, I'm going to ask you people, please stop playing politics with my text line. Right? Somebody troubling Lisa Hanna directly now. I'm not getting into it today. I'm not reading no anti-Lisa Hanna text and then get anybody to come and beat me up. You people did not hear. I guess you guys didn't get the memo. Right? The men of Jamaica say, whether you're JLP or PAP, do not trouble Lisa Hanna. So why are you sending me texts, right, about Lisa Hanna for me to read? You want me to get beat up? You didn't get the memo. I got the memo. The memo came on my text line. Alright, it says that Herbs, sports does help youth get ahead in life. In St. Thomas at Paul Boger High School. Since Paul Boger High entered the Costa Cup and make it to now 2 consecutive years in semifinals. Yeah, since 2010, Ben Francis Cup, Paul Boger has now become a sought-after school because of football. They are now being upgraded with a new block and 6th form because of football. Some of our players were also called up for the Under-17 World Cup. So, of course, we want to big up Paul Boger High, and persons here are saying all of these things happen, Herbs, because of, guess what? Football. But but whilst we're at it, people, please remember though that when these children come in, right, gonna beg the principals. We know sometimes, based on the text we get from you, that sometimes there's a situation where, guess what, the alumni the All Boys and the All Girls Association, and the board give you a hard fight. But we're gonna beg you people, try and make sure these kids can read and write, no? Try and make sure they can add 2 and 2 and don't get 4.5. I beg you, because there's nothing to me more cruel than to see a youth do well in sports, and then somebody push a mic in his face for him to do an interview, and he says, "We is the world. Big up my mama and my papa back there in country." We is done it. We is done it. Thank God Almighty. We is done it. There is nothing more insipid. Seriously, that is like having some dirty water splashed in your face. When somebody does well, somebody push a microphone in his face, and he has no idea what number and tense means. He thinks that tense means that you're tense up just before the race. And number is the dollars you're going to get. I have no idea what the English language is. Don't even speak good Creole. Now let's go back to our phone lines. Hello?
Yes, Doc. How you doing?
I'm good, my brother.
Yes, sir. Wow. Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, Doc. My bike just passed my way and it's muffled very loud, you know.
Okay, right.
Man, I have a serious problem with those guys that ride by me every day, you know.
Well, life. We would prefer if they're alive and riding though, rather than not riding, eh? So tell us, what we're talking about this week. We're talking, and that means yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're talking about sports, and of course, yesterday and today we have been speaking about sports and poverty. What's your take on the whole scenario of kids in school and some of them not even doing well, but just being held by boards and principals, and of course also the All Boys Association, but they're not performing in school, they're not doing well, and they're simply doing well in sports. Are we helping these kids by keeping them just so? In fact, some texts we received from principals saying that they've wanted to do something about these boys in their school, but the board of management and of course the alumni says that, listen to me, don't touch them. If you touch them, we're gonna find a way of getting rid of you.
That's winning at all costs, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
And yesterday we had a long discussion about the level of indiscipline that this can, and the message of corruption that this can pass on to the kids. Yeah.
Yes, that's true. But for me, I think if I have my child and he's good at sports and he's good at his book, and then because of overcrowding, he's sent to a school that I think has not even have a program, like a standard program,
right?
Sports program, and they say he's good at football or cricket. Then
you would want your child to leave.
Yes, man. Yes, and I head for like places like head for cricket, Rossi for football, and I at St. Thomas now, and like George's, all of those top schools,
Okay.
But I would have to know that my child can perform with his book according to George's level, according to.
Oh, I see. So you're saying that you don't have a problem with a child being transferred, but the problem you have is when the school, when the school gets into this cult worship of this boy or this girl, and don't discipline them and don't allow them to, don't put pressure on them to do their work.
Yes.
Okay.
That's you need to have a balance.
They need to have a balance, my brother, because the funny thing about sports, and I grew up in a school that didn't do a lot in sports, but I played every game basically, and one of the things I always watched was my friends from other schools nearby, have a small car accident, break their leg, when they come back they don't play as well, and suddenly nobody remember them. I think that is so unfair. In fact, I had a friend I had to give private tutorage just for him to pass his exams after he had an accident. Yeah, because nobody remembered him, and suddenly now then tell him say have to pass an exam. Never had to pass his exam when he was big footballer, I know. But suddenly now that him foot broke. Yes, I can put it in Jamaican language. Him foot broke now. Yes, I have to pass him exam. So everybody seemed to be in this thing about manipulating the kids, you know.
Yes.
And I think this is where it is grossly unfair. You heard a caller earlier that said that the boy not performing as he should. He's a 200-meter runner, right? And because him drop back now, because of course, maybe because of developmental issues, because you know that boys and girls grow in sports,
different ways.
And he's saying that the school tell the parents said this maybe I take back the money. you not get no more money till this boy start deliver. You know? All right, my brother, take care, yeah?
Yeah, man, respect.
All right, my brother, we're gonna. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. We're speaking about sports and poverty. You know, whether or not sports can help people out of poverty, but you know whether or not we should be pushing for an academy, and whether or not, of course, we should be pushing that once our children are getting involved in sports, that they do have a sense of balance. Also, we have. Let's go to our lines. We have a brother holding. Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, my brother.
What I want to tell you is Irma Kelly. I'm Irma Gale.
He's sportsman. No wrong if I Irma Kelly since we are talking about sports.
Yeah, you're welcome. You see, when a boy or a girl go to the non-traditional high school,
yes.
You see, this type of support system, like a school like KC, Georges, Calabar have.
Yes.
The other school doesn't have it to help nurture the child. And I see all the nutrition program where the sports people get at these traditional high school.
Yes.
The non-traditional high school doesn't have that to give them neither.
All right. So you're saying that nothing is wrong if parents want their children to go to the best schools, don't?
Nothing is wrong. You see, even the recognition you get,
yes,
you don't get. If you go to the non-traditional high school, you're not going to get it.
So how do you respond to the William Knibb argument with Usain Bolt?
All right, it's the William Knibb argument. That is just probably a small percentage.
There's a buck up.
No, a buck up. But you see, in everything, you have a small percentage.
You have a small percentage of outliers. We call them outliers in research.
Yes. So you find out about the majority of students who actually go to.
But you say you're not no risk with no outlier. You work with the core.
I bet you work with the core because you have more opportunity. Because you're up now. All right, you see, even at the Manning Cup system now.
Yes.
Even a school like St. George's there. I know of them taking some boys from outside and non-traditional high school. And what those guys get, them get better training, better nutrition system, they try to make a support system, and then again at the end of the day, they have a bigger chance to get scholarships to go abroad to university because you have now the recognition and the exposure that them get.
All right. So basically, what I'm getting from you is that we need to have an academy, to kind of give some of the lower schools a chance.
Yeah.
So the children can run up to the academy and do some work and then come back down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
and move back and forth. Otherwise, what you're saying is that these big schools will forever be big and the small schools will be forever small.
No, they're really big. You must look at and the facts about them helping the athletes to improve.
Oh no, I know. I don't think anybody has a problem with the fact that some of these schools, especially some of these coaches in some of these schools, do treat these kids as if it's their own children. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and they have the resources and they do their very best. I think the discussion though, two sets of discussions going on. These smaller schools that have very gifted children. For example, when I was a teenager, some of the best footballers came from Westmoreland.
Yeah.
Right? When Reno was spanking, Reno beat people back to back, consecutive wins, Premier League, right? But then the opportunities in Westmoreland.
Yeah.
And you're saying it would have been better if some of these kids simply headed up to Kingston.
Of course, because the recognition and get one and the exposure is actually a lot for them. And also a lot to the school to transfer to. So it's a two-way benefit.
Right, but look at what happened now though. Everybody headed up to Kingston, and if you don't come from Kingston right now, you can't beat up anybody. remember when Montego Bay used to rule football?
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Siba and Wadada.
Yeah.
You remember them two names there?
Yeah, but I remember seeing one of them one.
But if everything head to Kingston, Bridget, what up to West?
What happens still, are the guys on the West now put in proper system to support the sports for people then?
Well, I hear that not even Bush, don't Bush the place, Bridget. You didn't see it on the news.
Yeah, it was an arena field, so there was something wrong in the whole system then.
Let the man who want to plant cane, I feel. I might feel it, but I'm saying to the man, though. And I listen to my Bridget Tomlinson, right? Because I grew up with them guys. Them guys were like my bigger brother.
Yeah.
Right? And I agree with him that, listen to me, if the people them can't manage the thing, they must hand it to people who can.
Yeah.
Because sports is a very important aspect of our economy, and it's a very important aspect of our identity internationally. People know us for our food, and them know us how we can run.
Yeah.
And them know us if they're in trouble we we get bring quick. Yes.
I want to share a thing that I heard. So what happened to the end of the football season, the schoolboy football season?
Yes.
They always have a football club by the university down by the ball.
Yes.
I have a lot of foreign coaches come down just look at these guys because they want them to come to the States and play football for them, college football.
Right.
So if these guys they might get the exposure from the traditional high schools, right? The ball don't see them.
Right. I understand the point you're making, but what about the system of balance and the games we play with these kids? You don't think we're playing a game with them? I don't know if you heard the callers before that said the boy had some developmental or other issues and wasn't performing in terms of sports, and the school dropped all the arrangement they had to take care of the boy.
What happened to her? I understand. You see, if you even get a scholarship to go abroad, and not performing, then drop it, you know.
Yes, I know. I completely understand. But what I'm saying is that fair to the youth.
Not fair to you, but a part of the contractor obligation. You have to live up to your part while the college or the school live up to their part. So if you now producer, you can't get anything.
Alright, so it would sound then that if I had a child, then even if the child from as early as 10, 11 years old can do something, I'm going to tell that child him have to hold on to his book to the end, don't?
Of course, you have to balance the book with the sport.
Right.
You can't appear sport alone because part of the arrangement you have when you get these transfer or these scholarships, you have to perform academically and you have to perform also on the sports too.
Alright.
If you don't perform on the sports, boy, I'm going to drop you.
Alright, that's what you're saying, boss.
So the contract and agreement, you must live up to your part of the agreement. Well, it's my part.
So you're pushing, you're suggesting that these schools must ensure that the youth is doing well in the book too, right?
Of course, because you have no. I know of school in Kingston, see.
Yes.
Actually, transfer players to their school and actually have the old boys actually come like on a Saturday and help the guys with them school work. And with them 6 and everything. So you actually have to ensure it's actually balanced.
So some of these schools are responsible.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Right. There are others I've heard of that are not as responsible, but I want to big up those that are responsible, yes?
Yeah, man.
All right, my brother. Respect, yeah?
Yeah, man, all right.
All right. Gotta look at a couple more of these texts here. There's a text that says, the person says that they've been texting for a while and I have not simply read their text, right? But I have to read their text now. They want to know why is it that Spanish Town is not included in the Jamaica 50 celebrations. The point is I do not know if Spanish Town is not included. I'd have to go and check to see if Spanish Town is not included, and if it is not included, why is it not included? And those persons who are working on Jamaica 50, can you pass on some information if it is true that Spanish Town is not involved in Jamaica 50 celebrations? Why would the old city not be involved? All right? So this is the question they're asking, but I don't know. I really would have to check to see for myself, you know, whether or not Jamaica, Spanish Town has been left out, right? All right, here's another one that says, I am choking from fear to think we are really about to celebrate 50 years. Whoa, I'm spoiling the man's poem. How can I do that? I am choking from fear to think we are really about to celebrate 50 years. As a nation with basically one climate all year round, where can the progress be found? We are a nation of great talent and Christianity, yet we do some serious crime. Where is the sanity? We have some of the best scholars and athletes, and what can we show for all our feet? Instead of quarreling over a song, we should come together and see where we have gone wrong. If the leaders want to be the country's savior, then they should lend a helping hand to their unfortunate neighbor. Let's unite as we do behind our athletes, and this will be an easy feat. Then we can celebrate with the help of the Father above and proudly say Jamaica is the land of peace and love. My brethren, the official point of the complete picture. Boy, God bless my brother. God bless. Alright? I just want to say to you, make sure you have some royalty on these things here. Make sure you put these things in a book and make sure you get a lawyer, sort the thing out, because you don't want anybody to be copied your thing here, my brother. But God bless. Alright? I'm going to take a break, everybody. Soon come back.
News Talk 93 FM. Heard everywhere.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. All right. There are 6 responses here as to why Spanish Town is not included, might not be included. They're not exactly nice. This one says, because some of the people in Spanish Town behave like old Spaniards. That is why. There's another one says, Spanish Town people scare me. I don't know if I want to go there if they're having any Jamaica 50 down there. Alright, they're not nice text, and it means that the people in Spanish Town have to try and represent, yeah? To try. It may sound unfair that, you know, people will send these texts in to say that people in Spanish Town scare them, but at the same time, some of the people in Spanish Town need to begin to get up and represent. Set some good examples so people can realize that the old capital have a bunch of really, really sweet people. Now listen carefully. The bulk of people in Spanish Town are very, very sweet people, and we need to remember this. The problem, though, is that people are texting here to say the 2 and 3s in Spanish Town who give trouble cause a lot of people to be scared of Spanish Town, yeah? So this is what the people are saying here. Alright? And look at one here. Alright, this one is too political. Alright, but more text on Spanish Town and more text on sports. And somebody here is saying that their children, both of their children, both. Alright, don't know if we should go any further because people may know which parent it is that has 2 children being transferred. But anyway, person says that my children were taken very good care of by this school, and I want to big up the name of that school. Alright. I'm not going to call it the name of the school. Alright. How can we be better without the resources needed? Right? So the person wants to know how a school can be better off if they don't have the resources. So loads and loads of arguments here for transfer. Basically what we're getting from people is that they agree with transfer. Right? Yep. So that's the discussion. That's the discussion going on here on my text line. People are saying that, of course, they believe in transfers. One person saying, yeah, all they're asking for is that the schools pay some attention to the children's work, right? Schoolwork. Let me quote the person, right? Says here, all we're asking the schools when we transfer our children to your top school is to pay attention to their schoolwork, right? But my son is transferred to this school, X. We always say X, right? And he is doing very well. He's doing much better than when he was at the upgraded school, because that school claim them upgraded but them downgraded. Kevin, you hear them thinking yet? People them say, "Boy, they can claim that the school is upgraded, but the school is actually downgraded." What I'm getting from a lot of people is that preferred schools are preferred schools. Yes, as simple as that. That parents will go out on a limb to get their children into a preferred school. That they really and truly want their children to go into these schools. Alright, so that is what is happening. And the situation is that if their children can hop, yeah, or they can run, or they can swim, or they sing the song "I Believe I Can Fly," it don't really matter what it is, they are going to try their best to see if they can sell that to the principal of a preferred school to see if they can get their child into that school. Yes? So the practice probably is going to remain with us for quite a while, right? But as we say, a lot of schools are not going to get any help unless there's some sort of an academy someplace, yes, that can help. Alright, this person here is saying it's too bad some people don't know where coming from. Spanish Town is where this country starts. Yes, it's the former capital of Jamaica. Yes, and it should be respected as such. Personally, I would like to see Spanish Town as part of Jamaica 50. As I say, I do not know the facts. I don't know if Spanish Town has been left out of the Jamaica 50 celebrations. I can't respond to it definitively because I do not know. Right, we're checking online, yes, to see if Spanish Town has been left out for real. It would be a shame though, but there are persons though who are expressing immediately, while some are defending their beloved former city. Right, there are some persons who are texting and they continue to text and fill up my line to say that Spanish Town people need to represent though. They need to stop the killing down there and represent. Alright? Alright? Somebody here says, very emotional issues here. Tears come on my eye to hear those comments about Spanish Town. Right? Well, as I tell you, it's an emotional issue. Right? There are people who love Spanish Town to bits. There are people though who are expressing here. Here's another one that says, me scared of Spanish Town to bits. Me glad said I bypass a bill for you go on it. Right? So, see? And this is the truth about reality. Right? You have to begin to think about these things. When gangs get up and start to run left, right and center and carry on in a little town, somebody have to get up and say, you are destroying my town. There are places you go right now where nobody at all will buy a house. If you post your house and say Kingston so and so, people will sit in the paper and laugh till them weak. I say, seriously? Better than pay me if you take the house from them. Yeah? So that's just it. Right? That's just it. Spanish Town is a very beloved place. Love the people in Spanish Town. In fact, I have relatives and friends in Spanish Town. And actually, I really love Spanish Town. But we have to look at two sides of the story. Right? You sent various texts to me asking why it is not a part of Jamaica 50. I am saying my response is I do not know if it is not a part of Jamaica 50. But at the same time, if it is not a part of Jamaica 50, it could very well be because of security issues. Yes? And from the kinds of responses I'm getting here, I've never seen something of this nature get so many text response. Over 20 people have already responded to say that, look, they love people in Spanish Town. This last one comes in here. It says, I love the people in Spanish Town. I used to live there, but I left Spanish Town because I love my life. There are areas in Spanish Town where people have no idea about the value of life. Yep. So I get it. I'm only the messenger. Yeah, I am only messenger. Is who sing that? Is Luciana? Right? Eh? Yes, man. I am the messenger, right? I am just reading the text for you. That's all I'm doing. Using the skill I picked up, right, from kindergarten, which is to read, right? And I pass on the message to you. All right? It means, therefore, yeah, community development. Remember, you know, Children First is located in Spanish Town. Spanish Town have a lot of nice things going on for them, right? But there are persons who are spoiling the name of Spanish Town. And as this person says, what tears come my eye just to hear people talk about Spanish Town. And I feel it for this brother or sister. But I'm saying to those persons in Spanish Town who are giving Spanish Town such a bad name, you know, calm down a little bit. Calm down. You don't think the people around you deserve to have their community treated a little bit with a little bit more respect? Calm down, man. Calm down. Yeah? Don't let don't let police left, right, and center have to be treating you in a particular way. And the same message goes to all the other communities in Jamaica, including my beloved Augustown. Yes? Yeah? Some of the people here needs to calm down. Right? Yeah, well, this person says here, it's sad that Spanish Town is looked at that way, but it's where the most housing development is taking place now. Well, that's true. Lots of housing development going up in Spanish Town. And, of course, there's Innswood. Those are outside the Spanish Town itself. Alright? But it's still a part of Greater Spanish Town. It's still a part of the greater, like we have Greater Kingston. There's something we can call Greater Spanish Town. Right? But Spanish Town have some nice place too. Jago Heights is nice. And Innswood nice too. And, well, all of Spanish Town is nice now. It's about how you make it nice. Yeah? And so... Right? Well, we're talking about sports and people just swing me into Spanish Town. I mean, a flood. We've gone over 30 texts on Spanish Town. People simply expressing, you know, I didn't know that people were so emotional about Spanish Town. Right? But it says a lot, though. It says that, and I think sometimes the people who tease us and trouble us and say they're actually doing it for our good, you know. They're pointing it out to us that, listen to me, you know, you guys have to take a little bit greater care of your community. Yeah, make sure your citizens association work. You know, make sure that you do everything, your neighborhood watch and everything, so that the people in Spanish Town can feel safer. Right? Somebody said to me the other day that as bad as town people be, they're afraid of Spanish Town. Right? And I thought that the statement was unfair. And until I asked somebody, you know, where in Jamaica you fear, and the first place the person listed was Spanish Town. So I asked about 5 other persons, and I heard Spanish Town, and I'm like, what? Seriously? What, Spanish Town is a city? It's not like, you almost sound like country people. So I'm afraid of town, I'm afraid of town. Right? Town people don't, but I said I'm afraid of one little section in Spanish Town. I'm afraid of Spanish Town. Which I think is so unfair, because Spanish Town is quite a big place. It's actually quite a few thousand people live in Spanish Town. But that's the problem. That's the problem. And until person here say that Spanish Town died. Bad man kill it with the help of the MPs. My God. My God. Whoa. Yes. Whoa, what a verdict. Well, as the politicians and everybody in Spanish Town well, put more people, don't drive that side, then treat it like Iraq. Wow, no man. We look like we're definitely gonna have our program on the reputation of communities. Yeah? I'm going to make a note of this, because it is a bit unfair, right? Seriously, if you notice what's happening here, if you ever see what's happening here, right, nobody's talking about sports. My phone line is actually spinning, and all people are talking about is Spanish Town, right? Spanish Town is not just a town. I live in the surroundings, and I feel no fear. All right? So, you see, that's the thing though, right? There's life after death for Spanish Town. I like this one. I like this one. It's news time, and this is where we're going to take the break. There's life after death for for Spanish Town. Spanish Town people big up in themselves, but come together, no man, and work on it, yeah? And make sure that next time anything happening, everybody have a call on Spanish Town first, because Spanish Town is a lovely place, right? But some people are spoil it, man, and they must stop. Stop spoiling the place. It's a nice place, yeah? It's news time, everybody. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. All right, so our poet, or official poet, has sent us a text about Spanish Town. Says, whether you are black or brown, there is a good and bad reason to live in Spanish Town. The good reason is lots of housing development is taking place, although much won't see people's face. The bad is anywhere in it you can get killed. So it's best to take out an insurance policy and write a will. Spanish Town, you are the old capital, but living there can be detrimental. As a businessman, I would never operate a business that sells most things, even comb. I would make more money operating a funeral home. Oh boy. Oh boy, I tell you. I tell you, no, I think people take care. As I say, we promise we're gonna operate. We're gonna run a program 1 week on the reputation of communities. You know, a lot of people can't get a job. You know, one day somebody called me and said, "Dr. Gale, may I ask how many persons live at your house?" So I said, "Why do they ask a question?" He said, "Listen, man, I know you very well. So how come I have 4 different persons over the last 6 months turn up at my place and they live at your house?" I said, "Boy, I don't know, employ them." When the people they tell you honestly where they come from, say one of them are for me. So unfortunately 4 of them bungle up at your place. But he said, "No man, from this they have your name, man. Me employ 2 of them, man." They say, "All right, God bless you, my brother." But it's true, it's something we've had to do here, We've had to give people our address. Right? We don't even tell the family say they have new family members. But we've had to do that. Yeah? There was a young man who lived in a section of Kingston that was branded Tel Aviv. I don't know if they changed the name now, because some names are changing. But I know they used to call it Tel Aviv. Right? That's central Kingston. And I'll tell you this. This young man, right? And I know he listens to my program. I want to big him up. God bless him, my son, and keep up the good work. But he worked really, really hard, and the guy got the guy get like 9 CXCs. And we found him pumping gas at a gas station, with 9 CXCs. So I said to him, "No man, what happened?" He said, I have turned in applications for jobs left, right, and center. I almost fainted on the road one day. No breakfast, no nothing on the road in the heart of the sun. Going from place to place, asking people if they got my letter of application for jobs. And all I get from people is that we'll call you. No, boss, I prefer do this than go take up a gun, Man, I pump gas, at a gas station. I'm not saying anything wrong with pumping gas at a gas station. Somebody has to do it. But if you have 9 CXCs in this country, right? You should have access to something that pays a little more than that. So I spoke with a friend of mine about the problem, and he said, "Listen to me. You see, once a youth have 9 CXC and bright, and give him no job, the frustration, somebody will recruit him for the evil, So I'm going to see what I can do." So both of us there saying, why? My friend said to me, "Why you never you don't have any relatives outside of Kingston?" Him say, "Yes, I have an aunt in Portmore, but so why don't you use the aunt address?" Me nah use no aunt address, Herbs. Me I tell you the truth, me nah use no aunt address. Me nah say why nobody can treat me as a human being just because I come from Tel Aviv. And I said, "You know what? Give me the letters of application." And I gave it to my brethren. My brethren just white out the address where the youth have on the thing. No, seriously. We told him afterwards what was done. I write in a new address. Right? and gave him back. He said, we'll do the applications for you, we'll do them for you, man. So of course they wrote out, write them out, change up the whole thing, yes, and seal them and give it back to the youth to say, go with them here, man, yeah, and so forth. You got 2 job offers. We won't tell her where he's working now because we don't want to get in there people them business. But he's a manager. Step up. Lighter. But even though it's a nice story, the bad side of it is that people can actually malign people's community to the point. We're talking about poverty and sports, yeah, but we're talking a little bit about the poverty side. People can actually malign your community to the point where when you tell people where you're from, you don't get no job. Yeah? I heard a man say the only thing he employs certain people from a certain place to do is as security guard. They used to forget gunshot. I said, seriously? He said, yeah, man, them used for people shoot at them. Them are good, they make good security guards. Okay, they look at a community. I said, you see what a community there's a best security guard come from a dog there. They used to gunshot. We're gonna have to step up though, I think, because the problem is we're creating 2 Jamaicas, isn't it? We're creating one Jamaica that we fear and hate, and we're creating another Jamaica that we love. And you know what's happening? The Jamaica that we love, a lot of the people there are corrupt, brutish and nasty. Yes? And they pretend that they are nice people. Yeah? While you fear the other Jamaica that has people who are more likely to forgive you and love you and treat you with respect. So, let's not get it wrong, yeah? Let's not get it wrong, because quite often we do. Right? Just saying to people, some of the areas that we think are the worst places in the world have some of the sweetest people in the world. So I want to tell the people in Spanish Town, feel encouraged, big up yourself, and don't give in to people feeling that your community is bad. Alright? Okay? See? Alright, somebody here says you guys should watch out for Carrie Russell at the National Senior Trials. Lightning bolt to the world. Alright? And we're going to take a few more of these texts. This person says, Dr. Herbs, I work downtown and I had to get a police record because my address is Spanish Town. Wow, no, hold on. Dr. Herbs, I work downtown and I had to get a police record because my address is Spanish Town. Here's another such text. Here's another such text. My God. This person says, I don't understand how these texts are so fast. This person says, it's true. I am from Spanish Town and my workplace wanted police record. I didn't know that police record was a recommendation, was a requirement to get a job. Wow. No, man, hold on. We have to do a program on this. We have to do a program on this. Yeah, we have to do a program on this. We definitely have to do a program on the reputation of communities and the impact on the lives of its people. Right? Police record? Is that normal? You normally get character reference from people, don't? But not police record. We have 2 texts that says, because I come from Spanish Town, my workplace actually asked me for a police record. Wow. No. People, we promise you, we're going to have a discussion on the reputation of communities, yeah? Era stigma. That's what we're going to call it, yeah? Let's go back to our phone line. We're going to take a couple calls before we close, all right? Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mr. Earl?
Yes, my brother, what's up?
Not much. Good evening.
Yes, man, afternoon, what's up?
Yeah, tell me something.
Yes.
Why you believe a person who in the inner city or so hard to get a job from these company or whatsoever?
Boy, trust me, I know what happens, you know, because I'm telling you, when we did the male socialization project in the 1990s, we actually had to start a little company within the research, you know, called AAY, Assisting Ambitious Inner City Youth, because they couldn't get jobs. They simply couldn't get jobs. These are kids who are working with the project, who are telling us on a day-to-day basis that we really can't get any job, not with these addresses. I tell you, I have given so many people my house address to use as their address for them to get jobs, And I think something is really wrong with this country if we continue to do that.
No, it's not the country, no.
Is what?
And we think we must call a spade a spade.
Yes.
It's not everybody in a inner city is criminal.
Right.
But there's a lot amount of them there. They need the job, they come to you for the job.
Yes.
But when you give them the job, they bring in other serious criminal upon you.
Seriously?
I know a police lady downtown, you see?
Yes.
I know call her name at the station. She normally do that, get job for people in the city. Plenty.
Yes. Yes.
And the last time she get 4 jobs for 4 girls uptown. And you know, and go back downtown and carry a step, go down, thief for the people and something. Because the woman right now actually a tremble.
Wow. So you're saying, I'm hearing your experience. You're saying that what happens sometimes is that a person gives a break, right?
And this is what because these businessmen
to be so scared.
Fear,
yes.
Right? Because if you know that, if myself end up in a robbery like that already, when me go to a doctor at a certain place,
yes,
and then come in and a robbery, then you realize, as the same man with the doctor, set up in bedroom to come rob the place and rob the whole away.
Oh boy.
And this is something going on regular, and this is one of our serious problem.
So you're saying that you're saying that there is the twos and threes in these areas really make things bad for the 97%.
Because people who own business, there's fear.
Yes.
They fear of them life.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of them money might insure, but they fear of them life.
Yes. I understand what you're saying, bro.
And this is what we must try speak out also to speak out on the good part and speak out also on the bad part.
One bad apple can spoil the whole bunch, don't it?
Right. And the good person, the person who will want the job, we're willing to put out 100%.
Yes.
And get the end of the stick.
Why?
Right? It leads to suffer.
Life
because
hard.
A few bad eggs behave this way.
Yes. Boy, respect to you, sir. Yeah, man. Thanks for your bluntness. All right. Let's go back to the lines. Hello?
Good afternoon, Dr. Gill.
My brother, what's up?
I'm in India.
But you heard us, we're talking about sports and poverty, but Spanish Town turn up.
You know, I was just thinking, I think over the course of the week about the celebration.
Yes.
And I'm saying that downtown and Spanish Town.
Yes.
Spanish Town is our first capital.
Well, is it the first or second?
Well,
it's the second, yeah.
Oh, you mean the one down in the center?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
Saville.
Yes.
Yes, well, yes.
The first big capital.
Yeah, the first big capital, right?
Yes.
And the fact is, we still see remnants of that capital.
Yes.
I don't think we can say anything in Saville.
Yes.
So, well, that's why I remember Spanish Town as our major first capital.
Right.
But when I look at the potential of Spanish Town to tourism,
yes,
also I keep asking the question, how can a country that's supposed to be a tourist mecca,
yes,
don't include our capital city as part of that attraction?
Yes.
It befuddles me because I do a little traveling and everywhere else I go, no matter what the situation with crime,
it's a city that people go to.
Part of that.
But
only Jamaica.
But did you know Jamaica is one of less than 10 countries where the country is more popular than the capital?
Well, I didn't do that research, but I said
I was shocked. I actually saw
I
saw it as a pop-up. I saw it as a pop-up one day on the internet, and I was looking at the countries. I don't remember the name of the various countries, but right?
1 in 10.
Yes, less than 10. I think it's like 7 or 8 or somewhere there. But Jamaica is very rare because it's Jamaica that sells. You know, the Jamaica brand sells. Well, Kingston don't sell.
It's because of how it has been marketed over the years.
Yes.
Because Kingston was always excluded from part of our tourism market.
Yes.
But it is ridiculous.
Kingston and Spanish Town don't sell off abroad. It's Jamaica.
And the reason why I say, it is unfortunate, because these two areas have great potential.
And enormous amounts of what is called urban tourism.
But guess what? Because of our two major political parties, every day I say, I wish the day would come when these politicians start to feel start to get back So what they have created in this country. Because our two major political parties have literally turned over our two main capitals, well, two major capitals that have such potential.
Well, in fact, let's not leave out Montego Bay, because Montego Bay is under threat too, you know.
Yes, it's coming under serious threat.
Yes, let's not. And we don't understand that violence can ruin everything.
Because our politicians, because they want power so badly, and they are so short-sighted, they have allowed criminal gang to take over this community and ruin it so that the politicians, can get power. They do the same thing downtown, turn it over to their criminal gang, they do it to Spanish Town, and it is happening now. How long are we as a citizen going to sit down and allow the politicians to, just like what that young man said now, can't get a work because of the address?
Yes.
No, I always say, when I keep hearing people saying, oh, you're poor and poverty breeds crime, and because you're poor, you're inclined. Look, I know that the vast majority of people who grew up in this country come from poor background, and we didn't turn to crime.
Yes.
So I am not going to make my excuse because you're poor, you have to turn to crime.
Yes.
It is the situation that politicians especially create by putting in gun to control these gun become gangsters, and they indulge the young people in all kind of thing. You can't go over there because
and you know what is rotten about the whole thing? There are very few politicians who've even accepted that they've been involved. Very few. So the denial, the national level denial continues.
No, but I know that majority of the MPs are not part of that. But the fact that you benefit, you are part of it.
Yes.
Because once your party benefits from a garrison constituency, that by putting that MP in office, you benefit because the one and two make up the whole.
Yes.
So if those who are not part of this criminal situation should come out and say, no, we are no longer going to continue to support the system because it is dehumanizing too many of our people and turning these communities that's supposed to be prosperous into ghost town.
Yes. I think people are so short-sighted because when a young man gets 9 CXCs and ends up making a decision that says, you know, just to keep my sanity, let me go down the gas station down the road and pump some gas, right? How long you think he's gonna go through that when girls pass and say, but wait, hold on, now you are the head boy, eh? How long you think he's gonna stay there pumping gas in humility before Dan Dada pass by and say, want me roll you out? And he says, want dads. And the rest of the story. Yeah?
Augustown, where a woman have a problem now because her son refused to join up with these murdering gang. You see?
Right.
So it's the same thing. Who supported these gang why they become so powerful? And who's still protecting some of these murderers? The same politicians.
And some people pretending it's not so.
No, but we can't continue to pretend why they live uptown. They live in this. All of these politicians, whether they belong to NDM, WPG, JLP, PNP, they all live in the same neighborhood.
But
their children mingle.
My brother, we can go beyond that. They all come from the same university. They were all in the same faculty.
Precisely.
And they are friends. They are best friends.
Are the same people who, because of their narrow-mindedness and their power hunger, they go into constituencies, set up these murderers to control so that they can ensure that they have vote when election time comes.
Yes.
You know, in the last election, a young lady told me that people are pastoral and say, you don't go vote them, but burn them out and all that kind of thing.
Yes.
Eh?
Firebomb. I've known of families that are firebombed because they did not vote in the 2007 election.
Actually instigated, who are causing these things up because they set up these done. They give them gun and money and all that to make sure people vote the way they want them to vote. They are not being affected, and that's why it might sound that way. But Mr. Jamaica should be one of those countries who politicians and those intellectuals who love to back and support them, they must start to feel the pangs of what ordinary Jamaicans feel. Then to start assassinate them.
Oh boy. Well, we wouldn't want that to start.
No, but until that happens, they are not going to care how many poor people die in this country.
I understand.
Some of these countries should be sent to the hills to try for crime against humanity.
That is better. That is better. That is better. We don't want to start in the assassinations. I don't like the idea because very soon it will become the answer rather than us sitting down together civilized and working.
People do these things. Politicians are not so, you know,
brazen.
Brazil
so brazen.
how much surveillance. Brazil have areas where hundreds of thousands of people live, and yet still they can control crime.
Yes.
But
yes,
we
they've done.
Like
yes,
Jamaica,
yes, it's true. The
Brazilians
have done awesome amount of work in the last couple of years to quell crime. Oh, my brother, we're gonna leave it there. Here, respect, but calm down. All right, we don't want to assassinate them. we want them to do better. All right, people. That was a strong way to end. That was a strong way to end. And this person here says, I'm a citizen of Spanish Town, and I hope the MPs and, of course, the caretakers, I hope they are listening. Spanish Town people needs help, right? Want to say to people next week, and I've just thought of it, and I think it's deserving. Next week we want to look at the reputation of communities. Next week, yes. Can you imagine? Yes, next week. We're going to look at the reputation of communities and the impact it has on the lives of people. And we're going to make it live and have some people talk about their experiences. And we're going to try and show some of the great people who have come out of some really nitty-gritty places, yeah, to motivate the people there. Take care of yourself. God bless. Tomorrow we'll have the youth inside here, and they'll be talking sports. Yes, they'll be talking about their experience in sports. This week, of course, you know, we had Moggy Graham, Dr. Moggy Graham, and of course Danny James in studio here with us. Of course, one in studio, one on radio, talking about the dangers and the benefits of transfer students, and you know, the indiscipline and so forth in the game, and the roots of corruption that spring from sports, the way we do sports in Jamaica. And of course, you know, they recommended that we have an academy, and so we're going to leave you here. I'm going to turn you over, of course, to the Burger Man himself, who is now in the studio getting ready and taking it jiggy. Yeah, all right, as we go, we say to you, listen, yeah, make sure you learn something today. Make sure you stay tuned to something so you can prepare, not with guns and weapons and Arsenal, even though I love Arsenal on my team, yeah, but of course with information, so you can friend the tiger, but keep your axe ready. Bye-bye.
News Talk 93 FM, heard everywhere.